Good morning, everyone. Arthur Hammer here, and today we're joined in commentary by my brother and raw powerlifter Lee Hammer.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
He's currently preparing for USPA Nationals in Las Vegas this year, and he's been running the Juggernaut program. So excited to hear about that today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the training mentality that goes into everything as you get closer and closer to a competition, and also the unexpected things that come up when you're getting closer to a big competition or a big lift.
Yeah, the video clip you're looking at right now was one of my Juggernaut AMRAP days. I think it was 470 by 10. And it started feeling heavy on about the 7th rep, but I was able to grind out about 3 more. Juggernaut is the first program that I've run from beginning to end, including Chad Wesley Smith's peaking program. And I've only had the experience of doing one meet previously in my life, which was Rap Fitness Spring Fling, um, Valentine's Day 2015. And I'll tell you what, the difference between kind of winging it and doing my own peaking program and having a strategic game plan has had a huge effect on my mentality going into this next meet.
What would you say were the biggest points of the Juggernaut program that are different than any other type of training you've done prior?
Just from the little knowledge that I have and the little research that I've done, I'm in no means an expert, but it seems that Juggernaut um, has some high volume waves of 10 reps, 8 reps, and a lot of people say for powerlifting that's not optimal. And you could agree with them, and again, I haven't run very many programs, but I have enjoyed the challenge of mastering different rep schemes and becoming stronger in those rep schemes.
Now, every day we see people, they go into the gym and they don't necessarily have a game plan. They try training by feel or doing bro type programs like something they saw in a muscle mag or a muscular development that week and trying to copy the routines of the pros. What would you say is the biggest draw of doing a structured program versus, for lack of a better term, just judging by feel?
It's actually really funny that you asked me that because I have been working out in the gym, lifting weights, and with goals of getting stronger and bigger for years now. And I actually, for 2 to 3 years, I was in the gym every single day, watching what I was eating, and but just winging my workouts and just saying, oh, I just go by feel. I just lift for the squeeze. I don't pay attention to weights. And from January 2014 to September 2014, my bench increased 0 pounds. And after testing my bench that September, I decided I was going to give powerlifting a shot. And one of the unexpected, but one of the things I'm most grateful for is that through powerlifting, I can measure my improvement. There were so many times when I was doing aesthetic type lifting or physique type lifting where I would go home and I'd lose my pump and I'd get down on myself and say it wasn't good enough, I didn't work hard enough, I'm not making progress. Just those demons that a lot of people don't talk about, those body issues that a lot of people don't talk about, really got the better of me. And I would work my butt off for 2 hours just to go home and be discontent with the work that I had put in. But now on a week to week basis, I can say, hey, I hit 5 pounds more. I'm getting stronger. I'm improving. And that has done so much for my mentality inside and outside of the gym. It's been a true blessing, and I definitely appreciate it, and I'm grateful for it.
I really like that mentality. I think there's a Sam Bird quote that completely captures it, and he just sums it up with simply, I think he said, did I put more weight on the bar? Did I do more reps? Great, that's progress. Simple, there, I can see it. Is that kind of the same idea?
Yeah, and I love Sam Bird, so I'm glad that he said that, because I look up to him a lot. He's an amazing squatter, and he's got an amazing physique on top of that as well.
Now, everyone's got mentors in the sport, or any sport for that matter. I mean, I looked up to Sam Bird also. I looked up to Ben Rice. I got the pleasure of training with Chris Duffin for a while. Who would you say your biggest influences are going into this?
Oh wow, what a question. Well, I gotta say that my first powerlifting love was definitely Pete Rubish, dude. I love his intensity. I love how he grips the bar and he rips the bar. And I love that he doesn't take himself too seriously and like talks about he's a juice connoisseur and all his different frozen foods he's talking about. But Along with him, I think Dan Green. Dan Green just being overall strong with bench, squat, and deadlift. Like him not really having any weaknesses. I love Dan Green. But I'm also a 100% in kind of guy. So the second I chose Juggernaut, I think I studied Chad Wesley Smith's mentality, methodology, and I watched every video he had online and read all the articles on the Juggernaut training system's website for like the first 2 or 3 months of the program just to see what the mentality behind it was. And I am a big fan of him, and I think that he hits big numbers on meet day, and that's really what our sport's about.
So you're getting close to another contest coming up, USPA Nationals, and that's in a few weeks. Compared to your prior powerlifting or training experience, what are you doing differently as this gets closer?
Well, previously my whole peaking methodology was based on Prelepins and no prior knowledge whatsoever. I knew percentages and I knew rep ranges. And an interesting story, I squatted 90% of my max or something for triples one day. And then I took a day off and I went back in and I tried to hit like 92.5% for doubles, not knowing how much it actually fatigues your body, not having a coach look after me, just kind of doing it on my own, trying to prepare. And a week before my meet, I got sniped and I got taken down and I hurt my back and my confidence was shattered and I almost wanted to back out of the meet. Like I really was like, what am I doing? What am I thinking? This is supposed to be 92% of my max and I just went down really hard. A ton of people at the gym just saw me go down hard. What am I doing? When you start to doubt yourself. But this time, I've had a structured peaking program that I followed to a T. And as I'm going into my meet, I'm smashing the singles that I'm hitting. And it's building my confidence. And so I'm going in planning to hit more than I've hit before. Whereas previously I went in kind of scared and doubtful and backed off of the weights I was planning on hitting.
Now, you just promoted a charity meet in which there were a couple dozen lifters, and the vast majority of whom, I think only a few of them, had done a meet before.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you asked. You were at my very first meet ever, and me and my current fiance, we had such a good time at the meet, and there was such an amazing sense of camaraderie and brotherhood that we said we have to bring this to our gym back home. And so, along with, the help of you and some really amazing people, one of them being Brian Hannon, aka Olaf, we got after it and we organized a fun little powerlifting meet, and a ton of people who normally wouldn't get a chance to compete stepped up and put up some PRs and put up some attempts, and we had some amazing local sponsors, and we handed out some amazing prizes, and we raised hundreds of dollars for our local animal shelter. And it's probably one of the best experiences I've had in recent years. I've fallen in love with the sport for sure.
Now, what kind of advice would you give to people going into their first meet? Kind of like that environment that we had going on.
Environment or mentality?
Yeah, well, what would you say to people as they're getting towards their very first meet, never done the sport before?
If you're preparing for your first meet, don't take yourself too seriously and have fun. That's what I would say for sure. And I would say talk to as many people as you can. Don't be shy. Because the second you break the ice, like everybody in the sport is so amazing and so friendly. I was able to meet like Ben Rice at my first meet ever, and I was like in awe when I saw him. Like I got like butterflies and my knees were shaky and I didn't say anything, and then he was just sitting there joking around with us, like talking to us about certain subjects.
The guy is insanely down to earth. He's a really chill guy. Now, final question I kind of want to ask you is, and you touched on this a little bit, talking about your transition to powerlifting, but why would you say people should choose powerlifting as a sport? What's the main draw of it?
Well, I'm kind of a fan of this philosophy of attraction rather than promotion. So I'm not really into pushing ideologies, sports, different things on people. But if you see something that's attractive to you, then you should go for it. And me, what initially attracted me is, who doesn't want to lift heavy weights? When you first get in the gym, everything you're trying to do is trying to increase your max. That's one of our main goals at the beginning, is just to get stronger. How much do you bench? How much do you squat? How much do you deadlift? You know what I mean? And powerlifting is focused on that. And so So there's definitely some appeal. It's not as glamorous as some of the other weightlifting sports, but there's glory to be had for sure. And on a surface level, I think that's what first attracted me to it.
Well, I'm really glad we got to do this commentary together. I hope everyone here likes this commentary, the footage that we've got, and finds some of this information useful. And hopefully we'll get more out to you. More answers, more discussion on topics that you're interested with. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you again.